I Hate About You slaps. That movie slaps. It is so great. I love 10 Things I Hate About You.
The music, the soundtrack of this movie is one of the best parts. It's like a character in itself.
They were briefly trying to embrace like grunge era Seattle, so there's like fun needle drops and there's like a Riot Girl performance at a bar that's full of women.
Have you ever been nostalgic for high school and been like, dang, I wish I was there right now? Watch 10 Things I Hate About You. It's about a girl who can't hook up until her dirty asshole older sister does.
It's part of one of my favorite microgenres, which was the late 90s classic literature adaptation, which I suppose you could say got started with Clueless.
Clueless is just Jane Austen's Emma. 10 Things I Hate About You is just The Taming of the Shrew.
It has the right amount of Shakespeare so that you're aware that it is Shakespeare, and your parents will let you rent it from Hollywood Video because they think it's about Shakespeare, but you know it's about undermining the patriarchy.
Julia Stiles is like this awful, like, her sister calls her a mutant. That's such a 90s thing to be like, she was disgusting, hideous, absolute garbage, terrible personality. And it's like, she's quite normal to above average.
10 Things I Hate About You, this stars Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger, and it's a prequel to The Dark Knight, which will explore the way that the Heath Ledger turned into the Joker. You gotta see this. I'm your doctor, let me see that. Oh, funky butt lovin'?
Funky butt lovin'!
Well, as a little girl, I absolutely loved any sort of young Italian-American looking teenage protagonist. Wanted to kiss him so bad, and boy from Rookie of the Year was no different.
So he was a kid that was really bad at the sport that he loved.
Breaks his arm or hurts his arm, and then he can throw a ball really fast.
And I think one of the great taglines in the movie, it's like, he wasn't good enough for Little League, but now he's the best in the big leagues.
It fits into my favorite genre of films, which is bonked on the head cinema.
A classic American story of being really good at something by accident and not having to do any work and getting to reap the rewards.
Bonked on the head, a boy is bonked. Guess what? Now he's good at baseball. When you're bonked, anything is possible. Dream big because it's gonna come true. You just got bonked on the head.
I once got car doored on my bicycle, flipped over, and dislocated my shoulder, and my shoulder got really good at throwing. Just kidding, but it does pop out a couple times a year.
You are a toy! You weren't the real Buzz Lightyear, you're an action figure!
You are a sad, strange little man.
Toy Story, the original, is coming to Disney Plus. And this is kind of a perfect movie.
Now you have children and you want to teach them about the buzziest words out there, like toxic masculinity. Then show them Toy Story. It's about Buzz Lightyear fighting with Woody over who's the king of the toys. Nothing gets solved until they work together. This is actually a pretty good review.
And I feel like this was one of the first movies that let parents watch it and love it as well.
The kids will be like, I just like these toys, and the adults will be like, oh no, these are my specific fears that keep me haunted at night.
I am scared of Sid, the creepy child with the crazy zombie Frankenstein toys.
That kid is insecure, okay? And he's putting that on those toys because he wants to make himself feel better.
I think this movie is extremely judgmental of Sid. He was working through something. Also, a creative, probably a filmmaker.
Sid is a real out-of-the-box thinker. That doesn't mean he's not creepy. Like, two things can be true. Yeah, I'm sorry, he's creepy.